Welcome to Roadflytv, your latest automotive fix from Roadfly.com.
Hey, I'm Ross Rappaport with Roadfly.com, and today on Roadflytv, I'm going to tackle Subaru's newly redesigned Forester. The Forester is Subaru's small SUV, competing with the Honda CR-V and Toyota RAV4 and a host of lesser competitors. But out of all those, the Subaru is the only one I'd even think of buying, and I'll tell you why. This new Forester is rugged. Not just dependable or all-weather capable, but it feels like you could do just about anything to it. It's a whole different animal than the cute utes from Honda or Toyota. Really, the compact SUV segment is not very testosterone friendly, but this little guy has a lot of hair on his chest and probably a couple other places too. The old Forester sold well and had legions of fans, but for 2009 it's been redone from nose to tail. It's more imposing yet simpler, and has much higher ground clearance for better off-roading. At the official unveiling of this car on Catalina Island in California, our publisher got behind the wheel and did the kind of off-roading he normally reserves for dollar beer night in Aspen. Not only did the Forester shame the other cute utes on loan from other manufacturers, but it made the old model look like a garage queen. Despite all the fun one can have in the Forester off-road, that was the furthest thing from my mind when I started tooling around in it in the suburbs of Washington, D.C. I drive all of our test cars hard, but this one is some kind of masochist. It's super lightweight, and despite all the new ground clearance, it has the lowest center of gravity in its class because of the horizontally opposed motor. So 170 horsepower feels like a lot more in this car, and the low and mid-range power is just out of this world. So before you know it, you're doing 20 miles per hour over the speed limit and the car isn't even breathing hard. Kudos to Subaru, by the way, for sending me a manual so I could really experience the true character of this car. So all of that brings me to my biggest complaint with the Forester. Our test car came with the base motor, which is a 2.5-liter horizontally opposed 4, making 170 horsepower and 170 pound-feet of torque. So, as much fun as I'm having with that, there's an even nastier option, which is the Turbo 4 lifted from the WRX sports sedan, making 224 horsepower and 226 pound-feet of torque. That's an easy choice, right? Any leadfoot like me is going to pony up and order one of those. However, there's a catch. In a significant departure from past precedent, Subaru has announced that there won't be any turbo motors paired with manual transmission in any Forester. What? That's what I said. Moving on, our Subaru gets exceptional gas mileage at 20 city and 26 highway. More importantly, it's cheap. Our test car carries a starting sticker of just $22,500, and a couple of options packages bumped it up to a paltry $24,000. We all know Subarus are practical, but even I was surprised at some of the nifty little touches I found while exploring the Forester. First of all, the old model's center console was absolutely subpar, and this one is miles ahead of that. Secondly, there's a cavernous amount of legroom in the back seat, especially with a shrimp like me behind the wheel. Also, there's a nifty innovation to keep rear passengers from spilling stuff. Now, my favorite part of the car. Despite my unfortunately thinning hair, I'm completely devoted to open-top motoring, and the Subaru's extra-large sunroof is as good as it gets without being a full-fledged targa top. Just look at this. It is absolutely enormous, and it's easy to open as well. Just like the last Subaru I tested, this car is actually something I could see myself walking into a dealership and paying money for. When you drive cars for a living, that's saying a lot, because despite all the glamour, automotive journalism pays pretty dismally. So we're always on the lookout for cheap thrills and practical packaging, and that's all you get here, no fluff whatsoever. I'm Ross Rappaport for Roadfly.com. I'll see you next time on Roadflytv.
Roadfly.com, the internet's best resource for buyers, sellers, and owners like you.